Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. Oh yeah. So, I've done this for beginners. This is not the exact version that they do. I am nowhere near as talented as their guitar player, which is good for anybody who wants to learn a beginner's version of Fleetwood Mac. So, a couple of things. You're going to want to be familiar with your C and your A minor. And have some basic coordination in the left hand, because this is going to train the right hand a lot. So I'm going to go, first off, I'm going to go over the finger pattern, and then I'm going to get into the actual pieces. And I have written this out. The document is available at walkerguitar.com, free for anyone who's interested to follow along. And I've done this in different pieces. So instead of writing out like a 6 or 7 page tab document, I've done this to where it's like you're going to learn a section, and you're just going to learn one progression of hand shape and finger pattern or whatever, and then, oh, there's another section, here's this different thing to insert. So there's only really 2 main pieces and a small little breath space piece, you could say. So there's really 2 main ideas, and it's a lot easier than getting bogged down in the tab and trying to read all this stuff and check every little thing. So it's much more, it's easier to chew on that way. So go get the document, check it out, come back, and we'll get started. Oh, before we even start, you're going to want a capo. I should have thought of that earlier. So I have notated the entire song as if there was no capo and we were playing just down here in the open position. But for song's sake, I'm going to use the capo. So that is going on the 3rd fret. Okay, so capo's at the 3rd fret. I'm going to demonstrate off your C chord, and what you're going to do is you're going to use your thumb, first, and middle finger, not the 3rd finger, not the pinky, and the pattern is this. Think of your C chord, and we're not going to play the low string, it's just not part of the chord, so no low E, no high E, so just the 4 center strings. And the pattern is this, is that the 1st finger and the middle finger are always going to be on the same string. So the 1st finger will always be on the 3rd string, your G string, and the middle finger will always be on the 2nd string. So if I'm holding a C with the capo on, those would be the 2 notes, is that the 1st finger note is there, the middle finger note is there. Now the thumb is going to take the role of getting the lower 2 strings, so the 5th and the 4th, depending on when we need them. Okay, so thumb gets the 5th and the 4th, 1st finger gets the 3rd, middle finger gets the 2nd. Now that's consistent through the entire song. The only difference is that depending on the chord, if the chord uses a note, a bass note that's on the 6th string, the thumb will get that note on the 6th string as well, but it's always going to be alternating between the 5th and the 4th string, or the 6th and the 4th string. So very cool fingers picking structure for you beginner guys. So here's the pattern itself. Now on the C chord, it's going to be, actually just to make sure, you should be getting that if you're tuned properly. So if you have that, you're ready to go. And the finger pattern is this. It's going to be thumb on 5th, 1st finger on 3rd, then thumb on 4th, middle finger on 2nd. So it's thumb 1st, thumb middle. It's always alternating. Thumb 1st, thumb middle, thumb 1st, thumb middle. Now the pattern that is repeated through the entire song is actually thumb 1st, thumb middle, thumb 1st, thumb, no middle. Now a little bit about hand form is that you're going to want to be able to rest somewhere comfortably on the body of the guitar where you'd be strumming. So acoustics are very convenient for this. Electrics, not quite so much, but not too bad. But somewhere on the inner elbow on the forearm, upper forearm area. So that you want to have the weight of your shoulder on the guitar not hanging over this way. Okay, that's important. So then as your hand comes over, your thumb should be in the lead, kind of like hitchhiker style. In other words, the thumb is in the front, and the thumb is moving from the final joint, so you're not doing this. You're moving from here, and the rest of it's straight, and you're playing off the side of the thumb here. You're not playing on the tip of the thumb or on the nail. You can, some guys play on the nail. I don't, so I'm going to teach it the way I do it. So I play it on the side of the thumb that would normally rest on the string. So it's almost like you're just moving like this. And then the first fingers and the middle finger are moving trigger style this way. So just like you'd pull the trigger on something. So that's how they move. Now the idea is that as they move, they don't get in each other's way. The thumb does not impede the path of the fingers. The thumb will never get trapped inside. That way you always have room to move and to do your thing. Okay, so that's your pattern. You're going to insert your pattern. Thumb first, thumb middle, thumb first, thumb. So once you're comfortable with the finger picking pattern, now it's we're going to move on to the song here. So the chords are this. It's a C, one time through the pattern. Then you're going to switch to a G over B. Again, the document is very handy, walkerguitar.com. You can get that and follow along. Same exact finger picking pattern. So it's a very simple move, C, which you should know from your open chords. And then G over B is actually very easy. The pinky comes down on the third fret without the capo, that is. And middle finger comes down right above its respective fret, second fret on the A string on that note, and you lift off your first finger. So the move itself is kind of just like some easy finger gymnastics of sorts. Okay? So that's G over B, C to G over B, and then A minor 7, which is putting your first finger back, putting your middle finger back as if you were in a C chord, exactly the same place but without the third finger, and using the open A string. So those are your three chords, and they just loop. They go C, G over B, A minor 7, G over B. And that goes over and over and over. That is your entire A section of the song. There's only one other thing to remember between A sections, and that is this tiny little insert, which I've called the B section. It's not even really a section, it's just kind of an insert. And it goes like this. That's all it is. Very, very small. And it's a breath space in between. And the landslide brought it down. That's it. It's right there. It's just a tiny little piece that's put in between ending the A section and starting the A section back over. It's just 2 beats. That's it. Or maybe it's 4 beats. 4 beats. So all that is that it's your A minor 7 without using the middle finger in the pattern. Just thumb first, thumb, and then a G over B without using the pinky either. So without using the middle finger, the second string as well. We have this beginning of this section is a D over F sharp. So the way that you want to learn this, and I recommend playing this, is that if you know a regular D major, use the same fingers you normally would, but exclude the high string, so you don't need the middle finger, you don't need to put it down on the string at all. We're not going to play the first string. The thumb is going to come over and actually replace that second string note from the high string to the low string. So technically it's still a D chord, it's just inverted with your F sharp on the bottom. So try to get comfortable learning that, because in a lot of rock music you're going to want to play that chord anyway, if you like AC/DC or Led Zeppelin or any of those, you know, the classic rock bands, or just about any band actually these days. So I want you to finger it this way, where you do the thumb on the bass, so the thumb's on the second fret, First finger is also on the 2nd fret of the G string. Remember, I'm treating this like 0 here. The 3rd finger is on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and you have an open 4th string. Now, this is the first chord we've come across where we have the root on the 6th string, so the thumb is going to alternate between 6 and 4. So you have a little bit more space to navigate, but you're still going to do the same finger picking pattern. The first and the middle are still going to be on their respective strings. So it's going to still be thumb first, thumb middle. The same pattern. Okay, so that's your D over F sharp. So one time through that, and then you're going to switch to a G chord. It's the easiest G in the world though. You're going to use your free middle finger. You're going to come over and raise the low string to the 3rd fret. So that thumb note comes up 1 fret with the middle, and you release the entire D over F sharp chord. You're just going to hold that 1 string and play the exact same string set you played before. And you're going to find yourself with an open G. Or 6th string, 4th string, 6th string, 3rd string, 4th string, 2nd string, or just thumb first, thumb middle. So D over F sharp, G, back to D over F sharp again. So from the top, so you want to work that move too. Then E minor for 2 passes through your finger picking pattern, or 2 bars. So top of the course. Then you run the C, really it's the one pass through the verse music, with the C, G over B, A minor 7, but no G over B back to D over F sharp. That's where it loops. That's the seam right there. So D over F sharp, G, D over F sharp, E minor again, C, G over B, A minor 7, D over F sharp, G, D over F sharp, E minor, C, G. Now when you're ready to exit out, G over B again. That's the seam. It's kind of unusual that way.